It may not have been the prettiest or the easiest of victories, but it's 3 points that takes Liverpool 8 points clear at the top of the table. If we put this into comparison where teams have been at this stage in the season, when teams have had this lead, they've gone on to win the Premier League title. Manchester United, the only side to have had a bigger lead at this stage, and they went on to win it. Could they be in any better position, really, Jamie?
No, it's been a dream start for them. You know, the fact that Manchester City is struggling, Arsenal have obviously struggled with injuries. It feels it's perfect for them right now. Now, who knows? Liverpool might get an injury. They might have to suffer for a little while. But today was just about getting that 3 points. It was a tough game. They weren't vintage. It wasn't pretty. They could have been 3-1 down if that penalty would have been given, and then you're looking at it thinking, what a nightmare after what happened with Manchester City gifting you yesterday. But so far for Arne Slot, that is exactly where you want to be. You're in a great position coming up to Christmas. Keep everybody fit and just keep ticking over. Roy, you've done it plenty of times.
And you know what? You obviously want to play well every week if you can, but Liverpool Porto. But you also got great satisfaction in getting a result when you've not been at your very best. And I thought Liverpool weren't great today, but I go back to it. Scored 3 goals, huge win, 8 points clear. I bet you they can't believe it. The start of the season, what's happened to the other teams, but Liverpool took full advantage of it. They've been excellent. They had the one blip against Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool have been excellent. Big goal threat. Again, bit of luck with injuries. What a chance to ever winning this title.
Izzy, in a title race, as Roy says, how important are those games where you haven't played well and get the victory? How much are they sort of indicators of the way that a season is going?
Yeah, they're integral really to a title charge. But I think the other significance around that win today for Liverpool was it's the first game back after international break. You've not had the players together for a while. You don't know the state of the players' fitness levels when they come back in. And Southampton really made them work for it. They really did. Liverpool, I thought, to start the game, they got lucky. Russell Martin alluded to that in his interview around, he's disappointed with the cheap goals they conceded, particularly the first one, Szoboszlai's goal, great finish, but the way that, Southampton caused that issue was fortuitous for Liverpool, but they punished them, and that's what good teams do. And everything looks really smooth now for Liverpool. I'm sure there'll be bumps in the road, of course, but I think, it's a dream start. And it's also questioning, can Chelsea, can Arsenal? Can Arsenal really capitalise on this blip for Manchester City? Because it's not often we say that they've lost 5 in a row.
Well, that's what's quite interesting about this title race is that this morning, after City's defeat and Arsenal's win before Liverpool's game, Liverpool were favourites, Arsenal second favourites, and Manchester City third favourites at this stage for the Premier League title. Now, look, as we've all said, this City side have shown at various stages that they can go on these incredible winning runs. So we're not saying it's a done deal, Jamie, but it's still an unusual position for them to be in.
Yeah, but I make them right. That I would see it as Arsenal and Liverpool are the two best sides right now. Manchester City, I don't want to be foolish and write them off, because you write them off at your peril because of what they've done in the history. They're one of the best sides I've ever seen, but they're not there. They're not. The Kevin De Bruyne is not the Kevin De Bruyne of 5 years ago that could just turn a game and win it on his own. In terms of no Rodri, no Kovacic for a month, it's going to be incredibly hard for them. Can they still win the title? Absolutely, but I don't think they're going to win it in a way where they're going to go 16, 17 wins on the bounce. I don't think they're capable, this team, of doing that.
It's just not the defeats for Man City. It's the way they're losing their games, that lack of intensity in terms of defending and really defending your goal. Talk about the goals, the chances they're conceding. See how well Liverpool have done. And again, all them snippets you've just mentioned there, the couple of injuries, players all getting a bit older, Pep, the success over the last few years, it's actually surprised me it's took them this long to have such a really bad spell. The success they've had the last 4 or 5 years is fantastic. So to me, this is the most natural thing in the world, that you're going to have some sort of dip. Now, Man City's dip is they're still a very good team to watch and they'll still be a threat. But I really think it'll be very difficult for Man City to win the league this year with the performances and a lot of their top players who perform week in, week out. Too many of them are just off it. And of course, the injury to Rodri is huge. He's such a big player for him, not just his quality, but that physical presence in the middle of the park. They look lost in midfield without him. Absolutely lost.
It's been a Premier League blockbuster over the last few years, Liverpool, Manchester City, especially at Anfield. And a lot of those times, Manchester City have gone in as favourites and not got the result that they wanted. This is going to be a change next weekend, because Liverpool are going to be the favourites. So that brings an expectation, brings a little bit of pressure, maybe brings an extra pressure from the fans as well. They might have to be a bit more patient. But I think if you look to that City side in midfield, yes, they couldn't live with Tottenham's intensity. And I think that will be a big factor for Liverpool next week.
If you think Liverpool can beat them next week and turn up, and Liverpool are at their very best, and obviously the fans are behind them, and they do beat Man City, what a statement that would be next weekend
Yeah.
for Man City to be so far behind. It would be over for them next week if they lose to Liverpool. So it's a big test for Liverpool, dealing with that expectation. And we'll see Man City. Are we actually thinking of writing them off? Yes, we are, because of their performances. Can they bounce back next week?
Yeah, after 5 defeats on the spin, we will find out if Manchester City can turn it around. And as you say, what a game it would be to turn it around for them.